Well, but now the perception is positive in terms. You have seen that over the last 2-3 weeks, the sentiment of the markets has improved. And I think that it has improved mainly because of the policy actions that have been taken by fiscal authorities and monetary authorities and central banks. And I think that it will depend as well on the way that the local governments and the national governments are going to implement the lift of the containment measures. So now the perception is much better. And I think that that's behind, the improvement in market sentiment that we have seen lately. Economic policy is going to be key, as I have said before. Fiscal policy is going to be very important. The monetary actions are there, and I think that this is a very important force in order to assuage market instability. And I think that this force has been really behind, the recovery that we have seen in markets recently.
If you look a bit more into the future, there's, though, quite a lot of concern that debt levels will just reach record highs across the Eurozone. So how much of a risk do you see in that elevated debt levels? And could that also mean another debt crisis if the market is not convinced that the ECB ultimately can do the job to avoid fragmentation?
Well, but I'm sure that we will be able to limit fragmentation in the market, in the marketplace, in the sovereign markets. No, and we are doing that. And if you see the evolution of yield spreads lately, well, you have seen that there is a clear improvement, and it's not only because of the actions of the ECB that have been quite intense and quite very important. It's also because now the perception that you can have a sort of pan-European fiscal response is there. From the monetary policy standpoint, we have delivered a lot of liquidity to the banks in very good conditions. We have started our purchase programs, the new envelope, the new program, the PEPP, and simultaneously, prudential authorities, they have taken measures in order to release capital. And from the fiscal side, besides the actions taken by the different governments that have been quite important and quite relevant, I think that the only thing that is left is a real pan-European response in terms of budgetary and fiscal actions.